Hello. I haven't done one of these in forever, and this was on my other channel, which I will not speak of. I'm starting something new. I'm vlogging. Vlogging? Vlogging. I'm vlogging, yeah. And this is my room. I'm in college. University of Oregon. Don't stalk me. I know you could find me. I'm Cole. That's new. I haven't said my name. This is the first video ever, so what? And we're going to talk about things. I'm going to talk about something weird that happened to me. I had an interesting... this is Eugene, Oregon. I used to live in Santa Monica, California. So it's not the safest area, I could say, in Eugene that I live in. Near the school. Yeah, that's cool. It's near the school. I woke up at around 7 a.m. to get to class. I have class at like 8, or I did, because I just changed my classes. And, so the way my apartment works out, that hopefully I could show you at another time, maybe another time, and basically there was a guy. No, I'm sorry, I already ruined it. Fuck. Basically, I'm in my boxers, as I normally my boxer briefs, right? In my briefs, and I would go out. As you can see, there's a door right there. Door. Awesome. There's a door right there. I would exit the door that would go into the kitchen area, and I would basically go to the bathroom, take my shower, rinse off all the stress and whatever I had from whatever sleep I was doing, and I'd go back in my room with the towel on and get dressed, and then would go back to the kitchen, which is right there, and the living room is like behind this wall. And sitting in my blue couch chair is a man. A man sitting in it like this, staring at me, smiling. And I have like in the kitchen doing my whole thing. I didn't even look behind me. And so I was like making bagels and shit. I turn behind me and I go, "Ah! What are you doing here?" And he just goes, "Okay, this is weird." I figure out through process of elimination and that he did not answer or understand any of my questions that he is a deaf man. I, on the other hand, know a little bit of sign language, so I'm like, I don't know I don't remember how to say, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?" I'm like, "Who are you?" That's who, I guess. I don't know. I'm not that good. So, and he's like, pulls out a pad, a paper with a pen. No, he doesn't have a pen. He points at the pen that's on my counter, and he points at it, and I give it to him very daintily. I'm like, "Here's the pen for strange man in my house, 7 a.m. I should have called the cops. I should have, but I'm a nice guy, so I didn't. It doesn't really matter why I didn't, but okay. So he writes down on the pad, "Hi." Hi, I'm glad we got that over with. Great. Fantastic. Who are you? And he writes, Jeffrey. He writes Jeffrey. And I'm like, "Nice to meet you, Jeffrey. What are you doing here?" And I tried to sign, or I wrote down, I don't remember. It was a few weeks ago, and I was really tired. So he writes, well, he didn't say this, but he wrote it. "Oh, I came from the hospital, and I read it in a book that said I could come here." Great. I then presume to say, "Is that my jacket?" And he's wearing my jacket. He has the gall, the girth, not the girth, the charisma to wear a piece of clothing he found in my area of the house. It was probably on the patio. I have a patio. He entered the patio, probably found it on the patio, and brought it in. Don't ask me why it was on the patio. I must have left it there. But he was wearing my jacket. My jacket. My jacket. Keeps me warm in the winter. It's about winter. It keeps me warm. He's wearing my jacket. I'm like, "Is that my jacket? Can I have my jacket back? Can I have my jacket back?" And he's like, "Oh, this thing. Yeah, you could have it back." I'm like, "Great." He I have lighters in my jacket pocket. I'm a pyromaniac. I just like playing with lighters. Great, right? And he goes into the jacket pocket and has even more of his charisma and gall to instead not give me my jacket back, but just hand me the lighters. Really? Give him my jacket. So he finally takes off the jacket, gives it to me, and I'm like, I don't mean to be rude, but can you go? And your name was Jeffrey, right? And he's like, oh no, Eric. What? What? He said his name was Jeffrey. So I, to this day, have been calling him Jeffrey Eric. And so I'm like, I don't mean to be rude on the paper, but can you go? Oh, he's salute, and I show him the door, and he leaves. This guy looks like, is it Milton? No, the guy from Office Space who's like, I'm gonna burn the house down to the ground. The house down to the ground. And he's just like, he's weird. He's wearing glasses, and then I noticed that I put on, I don't know why I put on the jacket, but I felt more secure that this was my jacket, and I was holding on to it. It was mine. I'm wearing it, and I look into the pocket, and his phone is still in there, and he's already at the corner of the street, and there's a cop there, and I don't want to get the man arrested because if he's telling the truth that he came from the hospital, I don't want to get this poor guy arrested. I just want him to go on his day, and the phone was nice, which made me think that he's not exactly like a crazy person. He's just a mute deaf man who probably was on drugs that made his brain move himself to my apartment. Yeah. So there's a cop, and I'm like, officer, can you please tap that deaf man on the shoulder? He's deaf and mute. He left his phone. And he's like, oh, here, yeah. Taps him on the shoulder. I give the phone back to Jeffrey Eric, and he takes it, salutes me again, and I do a very like awkward bow kind of thing, just like, it's really great knowing you. And then he then proceeds to walk away, and I tell the man, the police officer, I don't want to get the man arrested or anything, but that man just infiltrated my apartment, and he's like, oh shit, I'll be here all day doing trafficking, because as you can see, the light was out. I told you that. And I'll make sure if he comes back, I'll do something. I'm like, great. So I felt safe. I was like 30 minutes late to my class. And yeah, that's my story of Jeffrey Eric, the mute deaf man who was in my apartment. I got glasses today from this art student. They were like $15, but I think they're awesome. Did they match my eyebrows? They're supposed to be, what are they called? Eyeglasses don't block your eyebrows. $15. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, or gals, guys and gals, or everyone in between. Guys, gals, and everyone in between, or above and below, or whatever. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.